Coming out of Brooklyn, where authorities found body parts in the refrigerator of a woman's Flatbush apartment.
Overnight, we have learned that the woman has been charged in the case, and now we have just gotten new details about both the suspect and the victim.
Police say it was a Crime Stoppers tip that led investigators to that apartment inside a building on Nostrand Avenue on Monday. News 4's Chris Jose live in Flatbush now in Brooklyn with what a woman who lives there, Chris, told police after finding that in the fridge.
Imagine the horror of finding a severed head in your refrigerator. It's a chilling thought that sends shivers down your spine, isn't it?
Right, Adam, and to be clear here, there does not appear to be any kind of threat or danger to the public. According to law enforcement sources, this was a dispute over drugs between two people. You can see the crime scene unit remains on the scene. The medical examiner right now in the process of piecing the body back together. For further examination.
This was not just a thought, but a gruesome reality in the heart of New York City. A normal day turned into a scene straight out of a horror movie inside an apartment on Nostrand Avenue.
NYPD made the gruesome discovery on Monday at an apartment right here on Nostrand Avenue in Flatbush. Body parts, including someone's head, stuffed in a refrigerator.
Yeah, well, we've learned that the person that police brought into custody just days ago following Monday's wellness check is 45-year-old Heather Stines, who's now been charged with concealment of a human corpse. Well, we're expecting her to be arraigned a little later today, but for the first time right now, we are getting a look at the man who police believe is the victim. His name is Kaushan Gelzer, and they say that it's believed that he was found in that third-floor apartment fridge after Monday's wellness check.
The NYPD, spurred into action by an anonymous tip, made a discovery that would haunt them: human remains. Among these remains was a severed head hidden away in an ordinary refrigerator. But this was no ordinary refrigerator, it was taped up, transforming it from a mundane kitchen appliance into a chilling container of death.
But police didn't only find a dismembered body, including a head and limbs in a taped-up fridge, but also 45-year-old Heather Stines, who opened the door for police. Well, although she was not charged in the death of what has officially been ruled a homicide, she will still face charges for the concealment of a human corpse.
And the person living in the apartment? Heather Stines, a 45-year-old woman who was immediately taken into custody. The question that remains is, what led to this chilling discovery? And what does Heather Stines have to do with it? As the NYPD delves deeper, the horror only intensifies. The chilling discovery in a Brooklyn apartment takes an even darker turn.
As we learn more about the suspect, Hines had 3 open warrants for petty larceny from back in 2022. And for neighbors, well, they are stunned that this happened in the first place, let alone on their doorstep.
I'm at a loss for words. Like a dead body in the freezer across the street.
Like a dead body in the freezer across the street.
In this neighborhood. I'm shocked.
Heather Stines, a 45-year-old resident of the apartment, is arrested in connection with the ghastly find. The charges? Concealment of a human corpse, but this is only the beginning of the nightmare. The case spirals into something far more sinister. What was initially a gruesome discovery is now a full-blown homicide investigation.
Does it make you scared?
Yes, it does. I mean, right in my backyard, somebody in a freezer, that's really scary. You know, that's really scary in this kind of neighborhood where we're trying to survive, where we work 9 to 5 to survive.
The refrigerator, taped up in a macabre fashion, hides a grisly secret: a severed human head. The investigators, undeterred by the gruesome sight, work tirelessly to identify the victim. The name sends a cold shiver down our spines: Kaushan Gelzer. With every new piece of information, the dread builds. The mystery deepens and the questions multiply.
Scary to know that there's tons of people that go through this area because of the buses, the food court, the schools, the hospitals. And you don't know, you can be walking with a potential murderer, you know? That's what has me on the alarm, you know, to keep my awareness up more vigilantly, because it's not safe anymore.
Who was Kaushan Gelzer, and how did his severed head end up in Stines' refrigerator? Behind every door in an apartment building, there's a story, but no one expected this. Let's step into the shoes of Jermaine Roberts, a neighbor living in the very same building where Heather Stines resided. The day the police arrived, an eerie silence seemed to swallow the usual hustle and bustle of the building. Jermaine recalls the chilling moment when Heather, faced with the grim reality of her situation, uttered the words, "Oh my God, I'm going to jail." Her voice, a stark contrast to the cold, sterile police presence, sent shivers down the spine. The horror of the situation became palpable, not just a gruesome headline, but a living nightmare unfolding next door. The fear in Stines' voice echoed through the hallways, a chilling reminder of the grisly discovery behind her apartment door. But as Stines was led away, the apartment sealed off. The questions remained unanswered. In the wake of such a gruesome discovery, what happens next? You may find yourself asking. As we delve into the current status of the case, things remain murky. Heather Stines, the woman at the center of this chilling tale, has yet to make it clear if she's retained an attorney or even entered a plea. Yet, what is certain is that she is due in court again soon, a court appearance that will undoubtedly be closely watched. Meanwhile, the investigation continues unabated. The NYPD, relentless in their pursuit of justice, is laboring tirelessly to piece together the horrifying puzzle that has been laid out before them. Each new piece of evidence brings them closer to understanding the circumstances surrounding this chilling crime. Yet, so many questions remain unanswered. And as the authorities dig deeper into this chilling crime, we are left waiting and wondering what led to such a horrifying act.
Yeah, you can just feel their emotion there. So right now, this has officially been ruled a homicide. We're waiting to hear from the medical examiner's office for an official cause of death. But investigators also tell us that they're looking for someone right now that may have been living in that apartment with Stines. And also right now, there's no one that's been responsible yet again, as this has been ruled a homicide.